Hi everyone, it's Ray with the education team from Sorority's Kit Club, and today I want to share with you a tutorial on how to use weaving on one of your layouts. I love the way that weaving looks, and so what I've decided to do is to use two different patterns for my weaving. Both of these are from the October 2013 kit, the Avenues Bow Bunny, from our Sweetest Thing kit. And so I've used two contrasting colors. To get started, I am going to be adding this to the blue paper, just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like, just so it's going to have some creams and some blues. It's going to be a boy layout of this fabulous little guy right here. And so one of the things I like about weaving too is that you can use it on masculine layouts. I'm always looking for things that I can do that are not going to look too frilly. Even though I'll put flowers on this, it's still something that is not too feminine. So to start out with, what I've done is I've cut strips. They're a 1/2 inch, and I did them just a 1/2 inch, 12 inches long. And the reason why I did that is because I wasn't quite sure how long I wanted them to be. And then what I did is I took this piece of paper right here. After I distressed it, I decided this was how long I wanted them, because I still want to see this in the background. Sorry, that's off camera. So what you want to do, weaving is so easy. A lot of people think that it's time consuming, but it's really not. It's really not going to take that long. The hardest part, or the most time consuming part, would be cutting the strips up and then also distressing and inking them. I've also just distressed these. I ran all of these in one big chunk, all of the blue ones and then all of the cream colored ones, through the Distress It All. So some of them got done more than others, and I'm totally fine with that. And then I used the Viva Paper Soft to distress the edges for inking. So to start with, I'm going to be using my mat because I want the lines to be somewhat straight. It's not so important that they're exactly straight, but you want to at least have a guide. So I will start, let's see, right here. I think, is that on camera? Yeah. Do it down here. Okay. And so I'm just going to line this up with one of the lines. It doesn't matter where. And you can start this on the right corner like I'm doing, or the left corner, top or bottom. It doesn't really make a difference. But when you start, you're going to have to keep with where you're going. So I'm going to take this one, and it doesn't matter, like I said before, it does not matter where you put them on this grid. If you wanted them to be perfect, you could do some measuring and make sure that you have it exact. I don't want to do that. But the important thing when you're doing it is that it lines up with some of the lines on the grid. Like I've got this tiny one right here, and I'm going to line it up like that. So I think that's good to start. And then I'm going to start to glue it down. I'm not going to glue down every single piece to each other, just some of the main ones. Definitely on the outside. So as I'm just finishing up here, I just want to tell you a couple of things that will definitely make this easier. My biggest suggestion is that you do use a liquid glue. You don't have to use Zip Dry, although I think it's best. One of the main reasons that you want to use this is that it really works to your advantage, because some of the glue, if you're messy like me, will start to stick to the mat itself, and so some of these papers are somewhat stuck to the mat. It will come up easy because it's not a lot of glue, but it is keeping it kind of stationary, so that's nice. And the other thing that makes it easier is if you're not going to be really uptight about making like the perfect squares and evening these out perfectly. I think that I would have a hard time doing that, although it's not impossible. I think that as long as you're going for like a distressed or a rugged look on here, you will do much better if you're not going to try and make these perfect. Because even though I've tried to make this as even as I can, I'm still not able to do it to a level of perfection that a lot of people would want. And of course, this isn't really a big deal to me, but if you wanted to, you could actually cut your paper strips and then make sure that they were still in order so that the design would still come across. Like I could have done that, especially with this darker paper, and you could have seen that design kind of fade in and out. I wasn't really interested in doing that, but it would definitely look cool if you did. Okay, so it's done. I'm just going to lift it up. It's sticking a little bit. It's totally fine. And that's why you want to use zip tie, because you can just roll it off of your mat. Okay, so now this piece is ready to go on my layout and I can finish it up. So that is how I like to do weaving. If you do anything with weaving, go ahead and post it on the forums. I'll have a link on there from the blog. And be sure to check out swirlydoos.com and check out all of our tutorials. Thanks for watching.